Canadians are known for their warmth and politeness, but it might come as a surprise to some that these friendly individuals face entry restrictions in certain countries. If you are a Canadian or hold a Canadian passport, this video is especially important for you to watch until the end. Today, we will delve into the top 10 countries where Canadians are not particularly welcome and provide insights into the reasons and other important details. So, without further ado, let's dive into the list. Starting at number 10, Saudi Arabia. This nation upholds strict Islamic laws that heavily dictate daily life and conduct, making travel challenging for those unaccustomed to such norms. Dress codes are rigorously enforced, especially for women, who must wear an abaya in public and cover their hair in specific areas. Public displays of affection are discouraged, and behaviors deemed normal in Canada might be considered inappropriate or even illegal in Saudi Arabia. The legal system here imposes severe penalties for various offenses. For instance, alcohol consumption is completely forbidden, and possessing it can result in harsh punishment. Additionally, strict rules govern interactions between unmarried individuals of opposite genders. Visitors must be mindful of these local laws, understanding that public criticism of the government or social media posts deemed offensive could lead to serious consequences. The relationship between Canada and Saudi Arabia has been strained, particularly after a diplomatic incident in 2018 when Canada criticized Saudi Arabia's human rights record. This has affected how Canadians are perceived and could influence their experience in the country. However, despite these difficulties, Saudi Arabia boasts stunning Islamic architecture and important historical sites, such as Mecca and Medina, which are accessible only to Muslims. The country's Vision 2030 initiative aims to diversify the economy and promote tourism, offering opportunities for cultural exchange in the arts and sciences. Many Canadians who have visited Saudi Arabia note the warmth and hospitality of its citizens, highlighting a contrast between the country's strict public image and the generosity found in private interactions. Successful travel to Saudi Arabia requires thorough preparation, a deep understanding of local customs, and respect for the laws. For those who can navigate these complexities, the country offers profound and enriching experiences, blending modernity with deeply rooted traditions. Moving on to number 9, Iran. Iran is a land rich in ancient history and cultural traditions, offering a deep and rewarding experience for travelers. The country is home to some of the world's most significant archaeological sites and a population known for its warm hospitality. Iran's history includes great civilizations, such as the Persian Empire, which left an indelible mark on the region and beyond. However, modern Iran has experienced decades of strained relations with Western countries, especially after the 1979 Islamic Revolution and the subsequent U.S. Embassy hostage crisis. These geopolitical tensions significantly impact the travel experience for Canadians. Diplomatic strains affect how Canadians are viewed and treated, making careful planning and a respectful approach to local customs essential. Travelers must be aware of the current political climate and sensitive issues to avoid misunderstandings or conflicts. Navigating Iran's complex social and legal landscape requires a deep respect for its customs and traditions. Visitors must adhere to local dress codes, particularly women, who are required to wear headscarves and modest clothing in public. Additionally, there are restrictions on public behavior and social interactions, especially between unmarried individuals of opposite genders. Understanding and respecting these customs is crucial for a successful visit. Despite these challenges, traveling to Iran can offer an eye-opening journey through layers of history, culture, and contemporary geopolitical intrigue. For those willing to navigate its complexities, Iran provides an unparalleled opportunity to explore ancient sites, vibrant bazaars, and a culture rich in art, poetry, and hospitality. With proper preparation and a respectful approach, a visit to Iran can be a deeply rewarding experience, shedding light on the past in ways that more conventional destinations cannot match. Number 8 is Egypt. Egypt is a land of ancient wonders and monumental architecture, inviting travelers to step back in time to the days of pharaohs and pyramids. However, Canadian travelers must navigate several challenges due to political instability and cultural differences. The political climate in Egypt can be unpredictable, with occasional unrest and protests affecting safety, particularly in tourist areas. This instability necessitates careful planning and staying informed about the current situation. One significant challenge in Egypt is its strict laws on photography and criticism. Taking pictures near military sites, bridges, or railways can lead to severe penalties, including fines or detention. Additionally, public criticisms of the government or political situation are inadvisable and can result in legal trouble. Canadians visiting Egypt must be mindful of these restrictions to avoid unintended violations. Travelers should also be aware of scams targeting foreigners and heightened security due to concerns about terrorism. The complexities of the local bureaucracy can pose additional challenges, especially regarding visa regulations and interactions with local law enforcement. Understanding and respecting these legal nuances are crucial for a smooth travel experience. Despite these hurdles, visiting Egypt offers a profound glimpse into human history and the chance to explore some of the world's most iconic monuments. With careful planning and an awareness of local conditions, the rewards of such a trip can be extraordinary. Travelers can immerse themselves in Egypt's rich cultural heritage, from the majestic pyramids of Giza to the bustling markets of Cairo, gaining insights that books and documentaries cannot match. Coming in at number 7 is India. India is a vibrant mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions, offering an array of experiences that can be both exhilarating and overwhelming for Canadian travelers. Known for its diverse landscapes, bustling cities, and rich heritage, India provides a journey unlike any other, filled with opportunities for deep personal growth and cultural immersion. However, certain areas and situations pose challenges due to political tensions and stringent legal regulations. In regions with ongoing disputes, such as Jammu and Kashmir, Western influences can be viewed with skepticism, and political tensions can escalate quickly. Travelers must stay informed about the current political climate and avoid areas experiencing unrest. Additionally, some regions near international borders have sensitive security zones where strict regulations are enforced, and access might be restricted. Adherence to visa regulations is critical when traveling to India. Canadian travelers must ensure they have the correct type of visa for their visit and adhere strictly to its conditions and duration. Overstaying a visa or violating its terms can result in legal complications, fines, or even deportation. It's essential to keep all travel documents up to date and readily accessible. Public behavior and interactions must also align with local norms and laws. For example, public displays of affection, which may be common in Canada, can be frowned upon or even considered offensive in certain parts of India. Travelers should also be mindful of dress codes, especially when visiting religious sites, and show respect for local customs and traditions. Despite these challenges, India remains an incredibly rewarding destination. With the right preparation and respect for local norms, Canadians can enjoy a rich tapestry of experiences, from exploring ancient temples and vibrant festivals to savoring diverse culinary delights. Traveling in India offers a unique chance to understand one of the world's most diverse nations and witness its dynamic blend of ancient traditions and modern innovations. Number 6 is Venezuela. Venezuela presents a challenging environment for Canadian travelers due to significant diplomatic tensions and economic instability. Once one of Latin America's most prosperous nations, Venezuela has faced severe political upheaval, economic decline, and social instability in recent years. These issues have translated into a complex travel landscape, where diplomatic strains and local discontent might affect the reception and safety of Canadian visitors. Over the last decade, Venezuela has been embroiled in a severe economic crisis, exacerbated by plummeting oil prices and political mismanagement. The country's leadership has frequently clashed with Western nations, including Canada, which has been outspoken in its criticism of the Venezuelan government regarding human rights and democracy. These diplomatic disputes have led to strained relations, making travel for Canadians more complicated and potentially risky. Canadians entering Venezuela might encounter several hurdles, starting with obtaining a visa. Before we continue with the next 5 countries where Canadians are not welcomed, please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. It means a great deal to us. Thank you. Number 5 is Turkey. Turkey is a country where the East meets the West, offering a rich historical and cultural landscape as diverse as its geography. Positioned at the crossroads of civilizations, Turkey is a fusion of ancient traditions and modernity. However, recent political changes and regional tensions can affect the experiences of Canadian travelers, sometimes creating a challenging environment. In recent years, Turkey has undergone significant political shifts, impacting its internal dynamics and international relations. The country has seen increased governmental control over media and public expression, leading to a sensitive political atmosphere. During election periods or times of political unrest, tensions can escalate, making it crucial for travelers to stay informed and exercise caution. One of the main challenges for Canadians in Turkey is navigating the legal system, which can be daunting. Strict laws against defamation, especially concerning the government, and restrictions on public demonstrations mean that travelers must be particularly cautious about their public expressions and social media posts. What might be considered free speech in Canada can lead to legal trouble in Turkey. Regional tensions, especially in areas bordering Syria and Iraq, add another layer of complexity. Coming in at number 4, North Korea. North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, is one of the most secretive and isolated countries in the world. The country's strict governmental control over every aspect of life makes it a challenging and risky destination for Canadian travelers. The Canadian government advises against all travel to North Korea due to the significant risks involved, including the possibility of arbitrary detention and the lack of diplomatic services. One of the primary challenges of traveling to North Korea is the strict regulation of visitors. All tourists must be part of an organized tour group, and independent travel is not allowed. Tourists are constantly accompanied by government-appointed guides, and there is no freedom to explore the country independently. The government's tight control over the flow of information means that any deviation from the official narrative or perceived disrespect can lead to severe consequences. Now, on to number 3, Somalia. Somalia is a country with a tumultuous history, marked by decades of conflict, political instability, and humanitarian crises. The ongoing conflict, widespread poverty, and lack of a stable central government make Somalia one of the most dangerous destinations for Canadian travelers. Somalia has been without a strong central government since the early 1990s, leading to widespread lawlessness and the proliferation of armed groups. Next up, number 2 is Afghanistan. Afghanistan has long been a crossroads of civilizations, with a history that stretches back thousands of years. However, the country has also been the site of prolonged conflict, making it one of the most challenging and dangerous destinations for Canadian travelers. Decades of war, political instability, and the presence of armed groups create a highly volatile environment. The Canadian government advises against all travel to Afghanistan due to the high risk of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. The security situation is unpredictable, and foreigners are often targeted by armed groups. Additionally, the lack of effective government control in many areas makes it difficult to ensure safety. And finally, number 1 is Yemen. Yemen is currently experiencing one of the world's worst humanitarian crises due to ongoing conflict, making it an extremely dangerous destination for Canadian travelers. The civil war, which began in 2015, has resulted in widespread devastation, with millions of people facing food insecurity and a lack of basic services. The Canadian government advises against all travel to Yemen due to the extreme risk of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. Foreigners, particularly those from Western countries, are often targeted by armed groups, making travel extremely dangerous. And there you have it, the top 10 countries where Canadians are not welcome. Traveling to these countries presents significant challenges and risks, but for those who prepare carefully and approach with respect and understanding, there can be opportunities to gain deep insights into these complex and often misunderstood regions. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more travel content. Safe travels!